video, we're going to be looking at how to use conditional formatting in Excel. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Let's go straight to the video. So we're having sample data here for orders, and we're trying to see if we can apply conditional formatting in this data. So we're going to use the order quantity and the unit price to actually demonstrate how we can apply conditional formatting in Excel. So conditional formatting is found under the home ribbon in Excel, and it's just found under here, conditional formatting. So there are different ways you can actually condition your format depending on what you really want to portray. But in this case, we're going to start, we shall use all of them, but we shall just start with the data bars for starters. Let's just try to click in. So as you can see, it just shows you the bars in, and the longer the bar, of course it represents the data actually is more than the rest of the data, and the shorter the bar, of course, it makes sense according to actually the quantities that were ordered in this data if we're to actually explain it more. So you look at the longest bar there is 46 and the shortest bar is 15. Okay, so you can use any color you want, and in case you're not satisfied with the colors, you could still highlight, and and you still say more rules and you play around with the color. If you want a gradient color, if you want any color you want, you can really play around with any color, and you say okay. So we got that from, let me repeat that. Just simply go to the bars, more rules. Then under more rules, you actually define what you really want. If you want to red, okay, let's just choose red. What will appear. Okay, so that is one way to condition actually format your data. So it's just easy as that. So what's the other way? The other way, we can use the color scales. So color scales by default have some scales which are preset, in that when you click, for example, this, okay, let's first clear. So for you to clear this condition formatting, you go under condition formatting again, and then under clear rules, you clear rules from the selected cells. Okay, yeah. So otherwise, if you don't clear, you may not actually apply another condition formatting. You have to first clear one, then you apply another. Like I said, make sure you first select your data. It's very important. So let's select again. So we're trying to apply, we're done with data bars, so we're going to apply the color scales this time. So by default, when you click there, it's telling you that actually the green shows that is a very high order, like high order quantity compared to the red. So it is using the color red, orange, and green to actually grade the quantities. So it's depending on the color scales actually you want to use, or the colors that you want to use. You can just navigate around and see. Now this is the vice versa of the first of this. So depending on actually what you want to portray, you can use these color scales. Okay, you can also adjust these color scales the more by using the more rules function, and here you can define actually if you want to use a three color scale, a 2-color scale. Let's try to use a 3-color scale and see. So under here you can define that the lowest value maybe will be coded red, then the percentile or the middle point, that will be maybe yellow, and here the highest point should be coded green. So as I click here, you notice the preview bar shows you like what will appear in your Excel sheet if you click OK. Okay, so like you see, the colors have changed actually. If you're very observant, they're not like they were before. Let's try to undo, and actually let's try to undo. Okay, that's how they are right now. Let's undo and try to put in the scales here. So you see, there's a very big difference between these colors, because we have defined the colors you want to appear in the Excel sheet. So let's clear this. Let's try to define more scales, more colors, more colors, more colors. We want to play with the colors. You can use a 2 scale if you want. 2 scale, and but I prefer 3 scale. And now, normally you can also define what your middle point will be. So here they say the middle point, let it be 50. So in depending if you're working around 100%, I think this is perfect for you because 50 is the middle point, so it easily can define. It can represent actually this kind of scaling. It can work well with the 3 color scale. So 50% will be your middle point if you're working with figures of you want to see the 100%, kind of analysis. So this works for you perfectly well. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's go to icon sets. So icon sets also is very important, especially when of course you want to show, you want to portray maybe trends, you want to portray the skills, you want to portray scores, depending, you want to portray progress, traffic lights. So let's try traffic lights and see. So these are traffic lights. There are 3 traffic lights. When you click them, you realize that our height, which is 46, has a green by default, and these others have yellow, and of course the least ones have red. So that's how you can use traffic lights. Then let's try this other one. That is how it looks like. I don't look like that, but it looks like that. So there's also this one. Depending on actually kind of data you want to actually to show, you'll actually conditional format accordingly. Then so you can also use these bars to represent actually also the rating depending. For example, here when I click these bars, you see the bars are full when it comes to 46 and they are less when it comes to 15. Okay, that's one other way you can actually use it. So like I said, whenever all these actually things, all these are actually skills you can use, all these are conditions you can use. You can use as many as you want depending on what you really want to portray in your data. Then of course the more function, it's just makes spices it up, it just makes it more exciting to actually to customize, allows you to customize the scales to best fit what you want to portray in your data. Because when you click most more options here, you can see that it has quite a number of options here. You can actually even define the colors. You can even mix up the icons and all that. Okay, you can mix up. So you can just try that in your free time, and you'll try to see if actually can work out something. Then you can even define the values between the what you want to be like the lowest, the middle point, and then of course the lowest point. So there are instances where you don't want to actually show the figures. For example, here you just want to show probably the symbol. So you could, or the icon. So you could just click show icon, and it will work out. Okay. So the icons disappear. So those are some of the advanced features actually you can utilize when you're using such things. So let me clear this. So let's try another conditional formatting technique that we can apply to our data. So assuming that we have quite a lot of data and we want to actually define our own scale. We don't want to use the preset scales. Okay, so let's use the highlight cell rules and see what it does. So the highlight cells rules does quite many things. One, it can format your data according to the greater, the less, and the between or equal to. For example, let's say if the value that are highlighted is greater than 10, yes, let me type 10 here. Then if it's greater than 10, okay, these are all greater than 10. So by default, let's say if it's greater than 30, then maybe you mark it red. Okay, you mark it green. Okay, so that is conditional formatting for that. So let's say if the values selected are less than maybe 20, let's give that color red. Then if they are between, maybe if they are between 21 and 29, let's give them yellow. Okay, so that is how it works actually. That is how it works. Okay, that's how the conditional formatting works. So you can manage these conditions by simply clicking on the conditional formatting ribbon function, and then you manage these rules. And these are your rules here. You can edit, you can use the edit function here. You just select one on the edit. Probably you want to adjust the scale. You can just edit and it's just fine there. Yeah, so we can also use the conditional formatting to detect duplicates, especially here. Yeah, duplicates, or for example here, let me detect duplicates, especially if you're dealing with text. So highlight there and then text that contains, let's say duplicate values. So wherever the duplicate values, it will highlight the cells in red. That's how powerful it is. I can undo that. Okay, so the exciting is that you can also use, if it is text, you can actually conditional format and then you color code. For example, let's say we don't have text here, but in case okay, so this is just an example. Okay, let's have some tree. Okay, let me just have some tree in there. So in case I want to use this function of data of text contains, I can just use this as an example. So if this text contains maybe true, then I can take maybe fill it with green. Okay, so it can fill it with green. So it is very easy. It's very exciting. Sometimes you may need this. And maybe if the text is false, contains false. So this is good for analysis. You can just color code your things, custom format, and then you fill, and then write. So if the text contains false, it is right. So, oh, sorry, let me repeat that. Repeat that. It contains false. So say right. Then you say, okay, sorry about that. So that is it. So that is what I can say. For starters, that is conditional formatting. Of course, there are very many advanced features in conditional formatting and can be used to do quite a lot of things, especially when you're doing data analysis, especially when you want to show performance, especially when you want to show progress, percentage, increments, and all that, decrease. Quite a lot of things you can do with conditional formatting. Thank you guys for watching this video. I please ask you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed and consider liking the video. Thank you so much.